Hey, Emerson Eagles. I'm going to do a little read aloud today of a book called Stellaluna. Before we start reading aloud, I just want to do a quick mood meter check-in. So you can see the mood meter behind me. We remember sometimes before we start a lesson or start our day, we do a mood meter check-in just to think about how we're feeling going into the day and how our feelings might affect our learning. So if I'm doing my mood meter check-in right now, I might be thinking that I'm feeling a little bit in the blue today just because I do miss being with my students. So I might say I feel lonely or maybe disappointed because I'm not with my students today. So I want to try to get myself into the green, and I can do that by taking some deep breaths and trying to think and picture my best self. Okay. So do a quick check-in with yourself. Think about where you are on the mood meter. You might be in the red, which is feelings like angry, or maybe you're annoyed or anxious. You might be in the blue like me, feeling sad or lonely or disappointed. You might be up in the yellow, which would be feelings like excited or playful. Or you might already be in the green, which would be calm, relaxed, happy, and safe. Okay? So just notice where you are today. No matter where you are on the mood meter right now, that's okay. Just think about where you are and how that might change your learning and listening to the story today. I also want to really quickly remind us of things that good readers do while they read or listen to stories. Okay, so a few things we do when we listen to a story is we make text-to-self connections, which is where we think about how is this book like my real life. We make text-to-text connections, which is where we think about how is this book like another book. We also make inferences, which is where we're thinking about things we already know and clues in the book to make a prediction or try to understand what the author is not saying to us. Okay? We also visualize. Visualize is where we make a picture in our brain of what's happening in the story. And lastly, we wonder, which means we ask questions about what we're reading. Okay? No matter what book you're reading or listening to, make sure that you are always thinking about the story and the deeper things beyond the story. Okay, so like I said, today we're going to read a book called Stellaluna. This book is by Janelle Cannon. In a warm and sultry forest, far, far away, there once lived a mother fruit bat and her new baby. Oh, how Mother Bat loved her soft, tiny baby. I'll name you Stellaluna, she crooned. Each night, Mother Bat would carry Stellaluna clutched to her chest as she flew out to search for food. One night, as Mother Bat followed the heavy scent of ripe fruit, an owl spied her. That means an owl saw her. On silent wings, the powerful bird swooped down upon the bats. Dodging and shrieking, Mother Bat tried to escape, but the owl struck again and again, knocking Stellaluna into the air. Her baby wings were as limp and useless as wet paper. Down, down she went, faster and faster, into the forest below. The dark, leafy tangle of branches caught Stellaluna as she fell. One twig was small enough for Stellaluna's tiny feet. Wrapping her wings around her, she clutched or grabbed really tight to the thin branch, trembling with cold and fear. Mother, Stellaluna squeaked, where are you? By daybreak, or by morning time, the baby bat could hold on no longer. Down, down again she dropped. Flump! Stellaluna landed headfirst in a soft, downy nest, startling the 3 baby birds who lived there. Stellaluna quickly clambered from the nest and hung out of sight below it. She listened to the babble of the birds. What was that? Cried Flap. I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet, chirped Flitter. "Shh! Here comes Mama," hissed Pip. Many, many times that day, Mama Bird flew away, always returning with food for her babies. Stellaluna was terribly hungry, but not for the crawly things Mama Bird brought. Finally, though, the little bat could bear it no longer. She climbed into the nest, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. Plop! In dropped a big green grasshopper. Stellaluna learned to be like the birds. She stayed awake all day and slept at night. She ate bugs even though they tasted awful. Her bat ways were quickly disappearing. Except for one thing, Stellaluna still liked to sleep hanging by her feet. Once, when Mama Bird was away, the curious baby birds decided to try it too. When Mama Bird came home, she saw 8 tiny feet gripping the edge of the nest. "Eek!" she cried. "Get back up here this instant. You're going to fall and break your necks." The birds climbed back into the nest, but Mama Bird stopped Stellaluna. "You are teaching my children to do bad things. I will not let you back into this nest unless you promise to obey all the rules of this house." Stellaluna promised. She ate bugs without making faces. She slept in the nest at night, and she didn't hang by her feet. Stellaluna behaved as a good little bird should. All the babies grew quickly. Soon the nest became crowded. Mama Bird told them it was time to learn to fly. One by one, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna jumped from the nest. Their wings worked. "I'm just like them," thought Stellaluna. "I can fly too." Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on a branch. Stellaluna tried to do the same. How embarrassing! "I will fly all day," Stellaluna told herself. "Then no one will see how clumsy I am." The next day, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna went flying far from home. They flew for hours, exercising their new wings. "The sun is setting," warned Flitter. "We'd better go home or we'll get lost in the dark," said Flap. But Stellaluna had flown far ahead and was nowhere to be seen. The 3 anxious birds went home without her. Right now might be a good time to make an inference. What do you think the author is trying to tell us, and what do you think might happen next? All alone, Stellaluna flew and flew until her wings ached and she dropped into a tree. "I promised not to hang by my feet," Stellaluna sighed. So she hung by her thumbs and soon fell asleep. She didn't hear the soft sound of wings coming near. "Hey," a loud voice said, "what are you hanging upside down for?" Stellaluna's eyes opened wide. She saw a most peculiar or strange face. "I'm not upside down, you are," Stellaluna said. "Ah, but you're a bat. Bats hang by their feet. You're hanging by your thumb, so that makes you upside down," the creature said. "I'm a bat. I'm hanging by my feet. That makes me right side up." Stellaluna was confused. "Mama Bird told me I was upside down. She said I was wrong." "Wrong for a bird, maybe, but not for a bat." More bats gathered around to see the strange young bat who behaved like a bird. Stellaluna told them her story. "You ate bugs?" stuttered one. "You slept at night?" gasped another. "How very strange," they all murmured. Wait, let me look at this child." A bat pushed through the crowd. "An owl attacked you," she said. Sniffing Stellaluna's fur, she whispered, "You are Stellaluna. You are my baby." "You escaped the owl?" cried Stellaluna. "You survived?" "Yes," said Mother Bat as she wrapped her wings around Stellaluna. "Come with me and I'll show you where to find the most delicious fruit. You'll never have to eat another bug as long as you live." "But it's nighttime," Stellaluna squeaked. "We can't fly in the dark or we'll crash into trees." "We're bats," said Mother Bat. "We can see in the darkness. Come with us." Stellaluna was afraid, but she let go of the tree and dropped into the deep blue sky. Stellaluna could see. She felt as though rays of light shone from her eyes. She was able to see everything in her path. Soon the bats found a mango tree, and Stellaluna ate as much of the fruit as she could hold. "I'll never eat another bug as long as I live," cheered Stellaluna as she stuffed herself full. "I must tell Pip, Flitter, and Flap." The next day, Stellaluna went to visit the birds. "Come with me and meet my bat family," said Stellaluna. "Okay, let's go," agreed Pip. "They hang by their feet and they fly at night and they eat the best food in the world," Stellaluna explained to the birds on their way. As the birds flew among the bats, Flap said, "I feel upside down here." So the birds hung by their feet. "Wait until dark," Stellaluna said excitedly. "We will fly at night." What do you think might happen next? Make another prediction in your head of what you think might happen next. When night came, Stellaluna flew away. Pip, Flitter, and Flap leapt from the tree to follow her. "I can't see a thing," yelled Pip. "Neither can I," howled Flitter. "Ah!" shrieked Flap. "They're going to crash," gasped Stellaluna. "I must rescue them." Stellaluna swooped about, grabbing her friends in the air. She lifted them to a tree, and the birds grasped at the branch. Stellaluna hung from the limb above them. "We're safe," said Stellaluna. Then she sighed. "I wish you could see in the dark, too." "We wish you could land on your feet," Flitter replied. Pip and Flap nodded. They perched in silence for a long time. "How can we be so different and feel so much alike?" mused Flitter. "And how can we feel so different and be so much alike?" wondered Pip. "I think this is quite a mystery," Flap chirped. "I agree," said Stellaluna, "but we're friends, and that's a fact." And that is the end of this story. So I hope while you were listening to that story, you were thinking about text-to-self connections, text-to-text connections, and wondering. So something I wonder about this story is, what happens after this? Do they stay friends? I don't know. What do you think? I'll keep posting more videos for you guys to listen to stories, but I hope that you enjoyed listening to this one and doing all of the things that good readers do.